very mention of Negros always brings to mind vast sugarcane plantations. One can see fields and fields of the green gold as far as the eyes can see. The vastness of the plantations extend all the way to the mountains and most likely towards the sea. Welcome to the Hacienda Santa Rosalia. Does this house look familiar to you? Well, I am at the front steps of the most photographed house in Negros Occidental. We are at the Jose Gaston Ancestral House. Now let me take you inside so we could learn more about the architecture, the history, and the fascinating stories of the house and its inhabitants. So come with me. Come with me. Constructed in the mid-1930s, this house is located in the heart of a sugarcane plantation that was cultivated by Don Jose Gaston. The lineage of the Gaston family can be traced back to Yves Leopold Germain Gaston, a Frenchman from Normandy who arrived in Negros with his wife, Prudencia Fernandez, in 1840. Regarded as a pioneer in the sugar industry, the Gastons settled in Silay and had 3 children together, Victor, Fernando, and Felicia. Victor went on to have 12 children of his own by Filomena Makili. One of these 12 children was Jose, who chose to establish his residence in Manakna.
He took inspiration from his father's house in Silay, built by Don Victor Gaston, better known as Balay Negrense today.
Alterations were made to the facade, transitioning it into a balcony, and a tower or mirador was added to provide a 360-degree view of the entire farm. This vantage point allowed Don Jose to monitor the growth of his sugarcane fields.
Well, if the tower could talk, that was the boys' room. It was just us. We went up there. They never went up there. We would just lay mattresses on the floor, and that was our bedroom.
The house was constructed with high ceilings to maximize airflow. The design included wide windows, balconies, and the calado or carved vents for cross ventilation, as well as machuca tiles to maintain a cool environment.
I remember sleeping on those tiles in the afternoons when I was young because it was the coolest place in the house.
Balayong wood was used throughout the house, with connections secured by wooden pegs instead of nails. Despite the challenging humid climate, the wooden pegs have successfully preserved the integrity of the wood and joints over the years.
I remember my father used to have orange trees, and we used to eat oranges from the fruit trees. And after the oranges, they started planting, made into a poultry for a while.
We had so many things in the farm, no? All the bed covers that are made of crochet were made by my mother. All the furnitures in this house were made by only one. He had a furniture store in Manila. I don't know his name. I forgot. And he made everything. Everything. This thing, the desk, the beds in all the room, the long table. That long table is partitioned. And during school year, it's narrowed to table for 8. But during vacation, it's made for 24.
The house was perfectly suited for hosting gatherings with a dining table capable of accommodating 18 to 20 guests. Manggoy would delight her guests with her famous Rosalia fruit punch. The kitchen buzzed with daily activity, using ingredients sourced mainly from the farm. This was home to Panggoy and Manggoy and their 8 children, and eventually their numerous grandchildren who would spend their summer vacations here.
grew up in Manila. My mom said she didn't want her children to be city people. So she made sure every summer she would pack up the whole family, and we were like 7. So it was very exciting because for us, at least for me, the farm was kind of like a wonderland. You know, coming from the city, we would just disappear into the orchard or run into the camp, you know, in fields, and then or go to the beach.
There would be Sunday lunches and everybody would be welcome. I remember tubs of Rosaria punch where people will just serve themselves from.
We had this tractor driver and he was really good at making lechon. So he would be the one who would slaughter the pig and make lechon for the family when we had the big parties here.
We knew the end of our summer was coming because Lola Langgoy would order these huge blocks of ice. And then she would also start giving instructions for, you know, how many chickens were going to be, well, killed for the barbecues. And the blocks of ice came because she was going to make us ice cream. And then we would see her for days, you know, taking turns the ice cream because it was made by hand.
So because of the tradition of being together, gathering over food and drink, the place became the natural choice of place to have our reunions.
In this unique location, you will find a functioning sugar plantation along with a fully furnished house that showcases the lifestyle of the past era. This setup offers a glimpse into the challenges of maintaining a home and managing a large family for daily operations.
My memories of this house are very precious. And I think it is the same for all of us. Every long weekend, every summer vacation, we gather here. I would go back to school and then I would listen to my classmates speaking of Disneyland or Manila, and I'm just quiet in my corner because I had no wonderful tales of travel to tell, but only the fun times that we had here.
We had our own amusement park because everything was different. These were the kinds of experiences we had, and they were really, really special. So that's why for me it was like a wonderland that I really treasure.
It's a legacy that they left us, and it's something that we'd like to continue. I mean, that's a challenge to our generation and for the next generations to come, how to be able to preserve and conserve what they have shared with us.
We would like to share this with our children and our children's children. As first cousins, we are about 30 left now. We are determined to preserve this for our future generations, and we are willing to share the good times that we have had here, and we look forward to creating more memories in this place.
If we're sure that the next generation is going to be taking care of the whole place as well as our generation did.
I have just experienced the hacienda lifestyle. The moment I entered the tall doors and glided across the wooden floor and climbed that dark wood staircase and actually sat down at the dining table that sits 24 to a beautifully curated lunch. Porcelain plates, heirloom dishes that have been lovingly prepared for hours by the kitchen staff, not to forget the servants milling around me. That's the closest I could get to living in an actual home as an haciendera. And that's what I want you to experience here at the Jose Gaston Ancestral House at Hacienda Santa Rosalia.